allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vator games.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Vator games in the building. You know what it is. First things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. Vator Games TV with another match reaction, and I'm interact with y'all as I go through this. StreamYard doing the StreamYard thing, putting this up when I don't want it on. All right. First, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here with me right now, being a part of the comments. If you're tuning in, even briefly, you know what you got to do. Take your shoes off, hit that like button. Courtesy. Blessed to each and every one of you. Hope 2025 ended well for you, and hope 2026 is off to a very good start. Regardless of this Manchester City result, it's not how we wanted to kick off the year, but we're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it fully. I got to shout out each and every time the very first person in the building showing love, being like, listen, Vader, I'm with you. I got you. And today, very first in the building, I got to say what up to my girl DC in the building. Happy New Year, Vader, and the chat. You know what it is. She's reminding you guys to hit the like button. Fair play to Sunderland. It just wasn't our day. There will be games like this, but I thought Rodri looked mint. DC, we're going to get into it. We're going to discuss a lot. I see Vanessa in the building. Good looking out. Trevor, we're going to talk about this game. Let me get my phone out for my notes. Let me shout out people in the building as well. I mentioned Vanessa in the building. Good looking out. We needed the Viking to get a little more and to be a little more clinical. I think we can say those two things. Man, Savinho. We're going to discuss it. Trust me. Ideal in the building. Fraud laughed when Arsenal drew 2-2. What's the excuse now? Happy New Year. Wait, did I draw when Sunderland when Arsenal drew to Sunderland? Did I laugh at the result or laugh at the Arsenal approach to the game? We'll get into it. Nothing's up. Nah, Trevor, we cool. Ideal's all good. It's all good. Talking about fraud is win something. Now, we don't need to be hostile. It's the new year. It's 2026. All is peaceful. All right. Nothing needs to be elevated. No one needs to be aggravated. No one needs to be all aggressive. It's the first. It's January 1st. We got time. We don't need to do any of that. We need to chill. Listen, Ideal in the building saying cry more. Are we going to cry in Jan? Are we going to celebrate in Jan? No. But we are going to talk about this game. There's no deflection. We're going to talk about this game versus Sunderland. Now, like DC said, I want to first congratulate Sunderland on their home draw, continued undefeated streak at home. All right. I'm not being cheeky. I'm not going to kind of gas or anything like that. Listen, they do deserve credit for being undefeated at home. That's not easy. Right. And they put up a very good defense. They were well organized. Every time they put the camera on Sunderland's manager, I saw him doing this to the players. Like he was making sure that they were dialed in, locked in to defend against us. And they did all that they needed to and more with regards to the defense. Now, one thing I want to emphasize here is we're going to start with the starting 11. All right. We're going to start with the starting 11 because I already know I'm in several group chats. Obviously, for those of you that are on Twitter X, and people weren't happy, right? People aren't happy when they see Savinho on that pitch as a starter. I guess the expectation is, well, if Doku's on the bench, why doesn't he start? I happen to think that we got players coming back from injury the same way we didn't have Rodri start, the same way we didn't have Doku start. It's to give these players some time to get into the game, witness it, not have to go full tilt, especially on New Year's Day, especially have to go full tilt, players coming back from injury. So I think he put out that 11, Savinho, Shirky, Foden, Nico G, Bernardo Silva. It made sense to me. Now, our most weakest, most lacking would have been Savinho just because of apologies, just because of an output standpoint, right? His output has been consistently poor, especially with regards to the Prem. He's delivered in League Cup games or in Cup games. But that was the only concern. Now, I was happy with Savinho's movement. I was happy with the positions that he was getting in. I was actually happy with some of the balls that were leading into threatening positions. We just didn't make the most of them. And the opportunities that he got, I know you. Someone in the chat said I'm sad with Savinho. Savinho should. I wasn't yelling at that point, but I'm like, Savinho, you have to put that on target. That ball that went across and he got his foot to it, left foot obviously, it can't go above the net. It can't. You either make the keeper make a save or you pick a spot. It's as simple as that. And I think he was wasteful there, but he was also crossing in some passes. So I'm not gonna crush him too much. I hated to see him have to come off injured. That's unfortunate because again we just got Doku coming back from injury, but from a performance standpoint, he needs to improve, but he wasn't terrible. He was pretty consistent with all of our attacking players in that final third. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I will say, Holland owed us one. That cut back to him. Yes, it was a save, but yeah, I think Holland owed us one. When we go and look even later in the game with regards to Gavardio getting into some positions. We look at Doku. I believe Doku being subbed on was a positive. All right, it was good to see that he was still able to deal with the quickness of the game. He wasn't showing any signs of the injury that kept him out, the muscular injury that kept him out. But we were so wasteful. I don't even know what the XG is. I don't geek out and nerd out with those stats because again, the XG only counts if a pass goes into a dangerous situation and the player shoots, right? With regards to chances and XG and all that kind of stuff, like we were wasteful when in threatening positions. That's how I look at the game. All right, I look at players should have been quicker with their decision. Players should have taken a shot, released a pass. I think we were in many situations like that, and we didn't do enough. I see my gal in the chat. Good looking out. I see you, my gal Rose. I gotta pause the show when I see Rose. Rose goes Vator. I'm so disappointed. Damn, Rose. I mirror that. I thought we were gonna pull off one of those not deserved. I mean, we were fighting all game, but one of those like just spills in the back of the net. I thought we were gonna get one of those type goals. It didn't happen. Pep obviously had a few conversations with with the refs or the side judges and things of that nature. It's one of those games, and I say this all the time, let's take it out of the refs' hands. Honestly, let's take it out of the refs' hands. Let's just deliver with what we're doing. How we are executing was, for the majority, sloppy. Sloppy is how I would describe this entire game. Defensively, I thought we started the game unprepared, right? I thought we started the game unprepared because we weren't clocking that their left back, right back, like from a defensive position, those were the passes over top, right? It was the defenders given a little too much time. I think they scouted us out. They were like, okay, you know what? Holland pressing out is going to be a little lax. Whether it's going to be Foden or Shirky, it's going to be a little lax. You defenders look up, put your head up, and release those over top. We were getting caught early and often with those. And I thought we weren't prepared. We also weren't prepared in attacking position because, for the most part, we've been consistent with picking our spots. Here we're going to counter. Here we're going to be very decisive, very direct. And at times we're like, okay, you know what? Let's catch our breath a little bit. Let's recycle the ball, and we know where we're going to attack, where we're going to suffocate, where we're going to get the chances. We did not look prepared with regards to that. And I also want to say part of that is with Sunderland. Sunderland's defensive structure, like I mentioned, their manager kept saying, he kept doing this. He wanted them compact, and they were compact. I'm gonna have to watch the game again because I don't know where the opportunities come from, especially centrally if that's where we're looking to go, right? If we're looking to go centrally, I don't know how we get away with that. Crosses going in were a little low at times, whether it was Diaz, whether it was Nunez. I thought even with regards to Bernardo, some of our crosses were a little too low. I think sometimes Holland needs to be a lightning rod with regards to the crosses and not necessarily, I mean, he's got to pick his spots. But similar like we saw in the set pieces with Gavardiol, it was a corner, Gavardiol heads it into play for someone else to get the opportunity. I'd like to see something like that because we know Holland's going to get so much attention. Maybe it's the far post for Holland to be at, plays it back into play, and someone can get a foot on it because of all the attention he gets. But we did not have enough to score against them. The negatives: Savinho injury, subbed off. Ake, early concerns. Him getting off and back on. We looked like Gavardio was going to be warming up like that. I did not like having to see that injury wise. Another negative I want to kind of point out is we don't lack it, but we need to be consistent with it, and that's the control of the ball. And I'm not saying it's the physicality. We don't lack it. We've seen players with lesser stature being able to command and control the ball, right? David Silva was one of the best at it. I don't like that we didn't control well enough to match the Sunderland physicality, and they were on us. They were on us constantly trying to get to that ball, even with the slight push, extended arm. We were lacking with that. Now, from a negative standpoint, I then want to talk about the positive. And I see you all in the chat. Good looking out. Much appreciated. Hey, you're in the house. Take your shoes off. Let's conversate for a while. The positives now. I have to say, the positive, Doku getting subbed on, looking to be okay with that muscular injury. His pace was really good. Rodri, am I the only one to say that we miss this guy? Nico Gonzalez has been great. Don't get me wrong. Nico has been great. Rodri, when he gets game fit, oh my gosh. When he gets game fit, and I think that's another reason why we should be excited for this second half of the season. Rodri fit, commanding the game, the commitment that other teams will have to pay to him because him having time on the ball is different. Whether it's going to be central passes, cut through passes, whether it's going to be the slight lobs diagonally, Rodri is going to be so key. Let me try to catch up with these comments. Apologies. I also want to show love to everybody in the building that I hadn't said earlier. Ash in the building. I'm very mad. Listen, I hear it. I hear you. Zane in the building. Sunderland are really solid at home. They've been undefeated at home, Zane. And I wanted the new year. I wanted 2026 to be like, you know what? City breaks this seasonal record with regards to Sunderland and their home undefeated streak. I wanted that to be us. Like, what a great start to show a team so defensive versus a team so attacking. It didn't happen. Now, it wasn't a loss. We're all reacting. I can tell by the chat. Obviously, you saw me intro to the show. We're all reacting like this is a loss because we're in a title race and we know that this was 2 drop points. So as a result, Arsenal are now 4 points ahead of us. They're 4 points ahead of us. So it's one of those where it's like we gave up some ground. We gave up some ground versus Sunderland at an away game. Dre P in the building, he goes, a bit disappointed with the first half. I thought the first half, we left goals on that pitch. We looked unprepared, like I said earlier, but I was also like, can they keep this energy up? Like, can Sunderland keep this getting out wide to cause us to have to move the ball? Can they get into that defensive form so consistently, so quickly? Can they do that for 90 minutes? And they obviously were able to do it. My reaction watching this game, initially emotion and cheering and being like, guys, let's score. Or where's this? Guys, sniff out this danger. Don't you guys see how they're about to get a shot off? Donnarumma, another positive, kept that clean sheet. What a keeper. Phenomenal play today. I don't think we didn't do him any favors at times because of how quickly Sunderland were running downhill on us and just how we were organizing. But again, I think it's more so of our midfield than it is our defenders. I think our back four handle the opposition, handled Sunderland well. But it's when the others, when you get the Xhakas also running downhill, our midfielders needs to match it. And I felt that's where we were a little sloppy. We weren't prepared for it. Unlucky not to score the second half overall. Still encouraged. Great to see Doku back. He was perfect for the game. Yeah, it was great to see Doku. Great to see Rodri. Reinders had I think Reinders and that late shot on his left foot was a little weak. I mean, it wasn't his strongest foot. But what I saw in real time too was, I think every time one of our players have a poor angle, a poor shooting angle, look for it and then know. Like, I think there should always be that instinct, that spidey sense. It's like, I know Holland's freeing himself up for some type of cutback. Like, there should always be, you're computing, oh, this is this is a tight angle, I can't do it. Let me look for the big man. Because Reinders, had you given that just a second, just a fraction more, I think Holland could have gotten on the end of a cutback. Ash goes, 5 other starters missed. I think 5 other starters, but I think 6 key players were missing. Sunderland, we're ready. We're ready. And we know this. Like, City on the calendar, we're going to get their best. We're going to get their best performance, and we were not prepared for it. I don't know. New Year's Eve, was there too much? I don't know. It's crazy when you realize that Gvardiol was the biggest threat. Gvardiol's threat spoke to them not accounting for him getting into the space, right? So obviously, defensively, they accounted for, but for a defender to get in an attacking position, I think that's what made it so dangerous. I blame Tiki for the... Get out of here, man. This jokes. Fraz goes, I blame Tiki for signing draw signings for the past 3 seasons. You see these players, they are done. Vienna has a huge job. Now, if you're blaming these players for Tiki, then I would think the only player today that was poor to blame, if I'm going to read between the lines, you'd probably say Savinho. Everyone else that Tiki's bought for us has been good. I think it's only Savinho you could have a problem with. Dre P goes, Ash, the way Sunderland set up, in my opinion, they were always going to struggle to score with their missing players, but defense would be the same. Yeah, their defense was organized, man. Organized. I'm gonna have nightmares of this. This manager kept doing this. Every time I saw him on the freaking camera, he's doing this. Stay compact, guys. Stay compact. So annoying. We ain't winning the league because of this dross. Bum winger, Savinho, and now you're doing too much. Fraz, you're doing too much. I know we need to see more from Savinho, but we've won this league with Doku. So what are you doing? What are you doing? But I hear you with regards to the physicality. We need to do things differently. I'm not going to be discussing the Chelsea news and the whole kind of potential rumor of Maresca coming to City. Like, don't entertain that. Yes, he may have been talking, or his people might have been talking with regards to City and potential moves down the road, but I don't believe that that's the reason why they let him go. Difference of philosophy. He's a manager that wants to win. I think he won those 2 trophies. Mainly, he won the Club World Cup despite Chelsea's long-term vision and plan. And he's like, nah, I'm not set up for success. I think that's why he's out of there. But I'm gonna talk about that at another time for sure. Let me see if I'm missing anybody that just joined. In the building. This is Arsenal's year. Have you said it's been Arsenal's year before? I'm just curious. Is this the first time that you're saying it's also Arsenal's year, or have you said that before? Savinho does not look good. It says, damn, I hate to see that. I really hate to see that. Vator, it's crazy how all games today ended in a draw. New Year's Day, post New Year's Eve. it's it's crazy that it's kind of not, because it's sloppy play. Boxing Day and New Year's Day is not uncommon, but yeah, it is wild that they're all draws. I gotta agree. Ake don't work with Donnarumma. I think Ake was a soldier today. I think he really powered through whatever kind of had him questioning his fitness. But it's they need to play more together. Ake's been MIA for a while. He just needs to get game speed fit, in my opinion. Rose goes, Vator, glass half full. There's some positives. We didn't lose, and Rodri and Doku are back. Come on, City. Right on. Rose, that's why my gal, because I agree with that. Now, we have to look at this game and then see how can we better improve. How can we manage games like this when teams are going to set up like this? This is what we got to learn from, because we know that other teams are going to look at what Sunderland did to have a draw versus City. How can the next team replicate that? That's standard. What worked, what didn't work, teams do that all the time. So yeah, we need to fix up. As an LFC fan, I'm disappointed City didn't score. Reinders should have been brought on, and Reinders brought on earlier. You can ask that. Bernardo didn't have a terrible game. He wasn't attacking threat wise, but he was possession, creative, intelligent, right? Like how he's occupying the space, some of the passes that he was giving and allowing to work with Shirky, I wasn't upset with, but could he have been subbed sooner? Possibly. Simon in the building, he's saying Arsenal, the chant. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. I'm not gonna do it, but I can hear it. Spencer in the building. Arsenal won't win every game. Trust me. They're in the driver's seat right now. They've had a lead on us before in this season. Whether 4 is going to remain 4, or increase, decrease, it's on to our next game. Now, our next game in the league is Chelsea, if I remember correctly. Important game that I believe takes place on Sunday. So we're going to have this post-match reaction conversation again on Sunday after the Chelsea game. Very important. I see y'all in the building. Healthy. That team are flops. Arsenal are flops until they prove otherwise, but they did look impressive. Can't take anything away from them versus Aston Villa. They didn't have Rice, and they scored 4 goals against Aston Villa, and it was an impressive win. It was. You can't deny that. No, it's not, and we all know Arsenal will win no trophies. They're playing Chelsea in the League Cup as well. So I don't know. Chelsea don't have a manager. Is there going to be a new manager bounce? Are we going to be faced with the new manager bounce? Ooh, that's something to think about. It's still early to say we're only 4 points behind. I ain't stressing right now. January 1st, like it was mentioned, so many draws in this game. Drop points are going to happen. It's the patterns. It's the player availability. And I do like how we had players returning from injury, but I don't like on how we also had players off the pitch due to injury. Gavardio took a lot of knocks, a lot of hits today. I hope nothing lingers and nothing's persistent, but we need to improve. Arsenal do have a better squad. They have better depth than us. It's going to require us we are going to have to outperform them from a managerial standpoint, and the players are going to have to outperform them with regards to their availability, because Arsenal do have a better squad. And you need luck. You need luck sometimes. Can't lie. Come on, guys. Season halfway. Everyone is going to drop more points. Arsenal struggled to beat Wolves. They did. And this is why we can kind of be chill. They struggled, but they got the win. I think we struggled versus Sunderland. It was a tough game. I'm so glad that I saw how Donnarumma kept that clean sheet. Credit to him. Also credit. This is going to get unspoken. I know there's many are probably going to highlight Diaz when he was like in that physicality, getting back. That player had his shirt, was pulling on it, and he played or fought really, really well before going down. But Diaz had such a good game. A lot of the passes going through. He was sniffing out the cutbacks. He was running and getting before some of the crosses. I was really happy with how Diaz looked and played. I thought that Foden was missed. I think where he was occupying space, I think he was missed in terms of some of the passes being released. But I need to hear Savinho not out very long. Nico G not out very long. Yeah, I need that. I need that. We need everybody. We need everybody if we're going to be doing the business. Let me see. Ash goes, the pass from Holland to Shirky annoyed me because they're not on the same level. Holland knew he effed up. He did. Holland rushed it in terms of I think he glanced up and didn't take another glance to release that pass. Because had they been on the same wavelength, I think he puts that ball obviously on a better angle, a more attacking angle. It kind of looked like Holland released that pass for Shirky to be the one to give him the ball back because of how flat it was. But yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Simon Gold, look at the games Arsenal have dropped points in. It was always without Saliba and Gabriel. Now they are back. If the belief is now that they have Saliba and Gabriel back that they aren't vulnerable, they're not going to be dropping points. I'll hear it. I'll hear it. If that's where the confidence is coming from, Saliba, Gabriel are back. They ain't dropping points. Okay, we'll watch this. Now we know that they were showing their best football with those two available. Now we watch and see how they play. I'm not stressed out 4 points off. 4 points off in Jan, I'm not stressed out before we even get into that really that congested part, right? When we're gonna have League Cup, FA Cup, Prem, Champions League. That's what I need to see managed. They do have the squad to manage it better than us, but they gotta show us. They gotta prove it. And I know maybe this is a little arrogant of me because I've kind of seen this play before. They've led the league for 93% of the season before. So it's not like they can be in the position win, and we not close the gap. We just need to fix up. Fix up is getting our people healthy. I see catching the bill and he goes, what? He goes, hi, Vator. What's he saying? He goes, DM voice, I'm slipping, I'm falling. DMX. I'm slipping, I'm falling. Okay. All right. No one's slipping here. It's a little bit of I tripped. I got a little bit of trip here when I gathered myself. All right. Clean sheet away. And then we see what we do. We see what we do moving on. All right. Now, I think it would have been devastating had we had a late, if Sunderland had a late winner versus us. Oh, now we're losing our minds. Now I'm slipping, I'm falling, and I'm like, damn, I ain't getting up after this because it would have been a terrible drop of points. But we move. Simon goes, we lost to Liverpool and Villa, both late winners, and both games, one of them were out. I hear it. I don't know your game results as well as you do. I'm going to say that real quick. But if you're going to say that the only reason you've dropped points is because those two players were out, then the confidence from Arsenal fans should be like, they're healthy, we ain't losing a game, right? If this is the logic, the only reason why you dropped points versus Liverpool and Villa was because your defenders are out, and now that they're back, you're playing lesser competition, right? We're talking undefeated. We're talking you winning these games. Or maybe it's not the wins, it's not losses, right? Your only losses came when they were out. But there's losses and there's drop points. Like we just suffered today. This draw, It's drop points. It's not a loss. Nothing is lost yet. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. City of old doesn't draw this game, and that's where our confidence come from. I'm going to say this real quick. No City fan is talking about City of old in this city. We know that this is a different city. We know the players that delivered the four. This is how I wave, by the way, catch. When I see my people, when I see my Blues, this is how we wave. This is our city. This is how we wave. But those that gave us this, we know many of them, Gundogan's gone, KDB's gone. We know those key players have moved on. We got to do something different. These players, however, with the exception of the new additions, right? Reinders, Shirky, Savinho, Aitnori, Marmouche, Nico G. Those are the players that haven't won a trophy with us yet. But we have winners, serial winners, by the way, in our defense, in our midfield with Rodri, Foden, in our attack with Holland, Doku, Bernardo Silva. So it's like 6 inexperienced with regards to trophy winning and like 7 experienced, right? And I could even talk about Mateus Nunes. He's also won a 4-peat with us. So we just need to stay within arm's reach. That's all I want. That's all I want. We ain't stressed. And the draws are key. Listen, now the drop points for Arsenal, if that's only because Saliba and Gabriel were out and those guys are back, I think the chest that I should be seeing from Ketch, right? The pec should be jumping because they're back. Only reason you drop points was because they're gone. They're here. You guys are cool. Y'all chilling. You ain't worried. You've been saying, since you've been on YouTube, Catch, you've been saying that Arsenal are winning the Prem. So it's all calm. It's all calm. Trouble in the building. And Arsenal at their best win nothing. As of late. But they can change that. The same way we're trying to get this crop of new players to win, Arsenal are trying to get their group of players to win. And it's got to start somewhere. Neil, it was just one of those games. They happen to every team a couple of times every season. The fact that this happens, now again, to go at our poor results with regards to, the context, I very much dislike the game going in and coming out of international break. From a City standpoint, seeing how my team have performed over the years, I hate going into international break again. And that's one of those first world problems that City happen to have, or most big clubs tend to have, because most of their players get called for international duty. I hate the games before international break because as I look at it, and maybe it's just me projecting, but I see like too many not going in for the 50-50s, a little too lackadaisical, no one wanted to get hurt, and then the game after international break, sloppy as well. But I'm gonna say this: we've obviously dropped points. This is the game. New Year's Day, we dropped. Would I have preferred to have played before? Sure. Would that have changed anything? Probably not, because these extra days gave these players some extra rest, Doku, Rodri. But I'm happy. I'm happy that we were able to see them on the pitch, and they look good. Let me catch up with the comments. Ash, hey Vator, I was told that Arsenal had to worry about the OOs or the nil-nils, and not scoring. So why is it that City have had 3 games where City haven't scored to Arsenal's 1? You were told about the zeros, about the nil-nils or the non-scoring. I don't think that that's been the argument. My argument with regards to Arsenal is that you guys really don't put your foot on your opponent's throat. Now, you did it versus Aston Villa, but prior to that, you guys haven't been scoring like that, and how you've scored has been, you can't really note it. You can't really say, you know what, chart it, this is how Arsenal are going to score. You really couldn't do that. You guys, if you want to look at who's scored more goals throughout the season, it hasn't been you guys. And the fact that you don't score that many while in the game was the concerning part. Our nil-nils have been, if I'm wrong, they've been one. Aston Villa was a 1-0. This game was a 0-0. And I think we lost 2-0 to Spurs. They're not frequent. And I know that Pep did a madness in the Spurs game. I know that we were sloppy in the Spurs game. Also, this game in particular, you can see patterns of play. You can see our guys should have scored. Our guys should have scored. My gal in the building, Rose, goes, Vator, we should be disappointed but grateful for what we have and wherever we are. I would agree. Apologies for the phone vibrating like that. Listen, let me try to catch up with these comments. Vator, I don't know if we'll fire Slot, but I pray we take points from Arsenal, by the way. Mo wasn't the problem. Listen, Ash, I look forward to actually having a very balanced conversation. Right now, the conversation with regards to managers, tactics, and its approach to the game for Liverpool fans, it's highly emotional. You really can't have a footballing conversation because everybody just wants them out. Style of play is boring, or it's terrible, his decision making. But when you try to take a step back and see what is he trying to get at, what weaknesses is he trying to minimize, what strengths is he trying to increase, how is he trying to exploit his team to be better than the other, that conversation is not happening right now. Everyone thinks whatever he does is wrong. So yeah, it's a tough one. City fans, football didn't start in 2012. Why would you bring that up? Who's talking like football started in 2012? Ash, what are we doing here? Both teams are struggling to keep consistency. That's the truth. It's fair. It's fair. Now, listen. If they're going to, we know what to react to and what not to react to. Every comment I will not be putting up on screen. If we want to talk title race, we want to talk differences with regards to either club, we could do so, and we can definitely do so maturely. I don't know where the 2012 comment came from, but it is what it is. Insomniac, Arsenal has a tough Jan fixture. So does some games for City. Who the hell is Exeter? Show some respect, Insomniac. Exeter is our third round, if I believe, our third round opponent in the FA Cup. So respect them. Do a quick Googles and you're good to go. Sunderland had 4 or 5. Yeah, they had players missing. We should have taken advantage of this bad boy. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, so hold on, Ash. So Ash is saying the guy who said Arsenal are our best don't win anything. No, but Ash, as of this iteration of Arsenal under Arteta, at its best hasn't. So that he's not. We don't need to be silly. He's not talking about for its existence of Arsenal, because you guys have been invincible. You've obviously beaten a strong United team to titles beforehand. That comment, and again, we're mature here. That comment has to do with this current run between you, Liverpool, and City with regards to the title race. That I really think that's where the conversation, or where this comment comes from. Let's be cool in here. The English commentator said we were slow in the build-up. We were slow in the build-up. We didn't pick our spots on when we want to counter. I think we are also very sloppy. Here's another thing I didn't mention. We are really sloppy with even our attempts over the top, right? Because Holland was always going to have 2 center backs shadowing him. He's going to have those 2 occupied. If it was going to go over the top, someone else, whether it was going to be Foden, whether it's going to be Shirky, someone needed to be able to play off of that ball. Even if Holland was going to try to flick or get something to go beyond him, wing play wise, we weren't prepared. We did not play prepared. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope each and every one of you have hit that like button. Many of you have been in the comments, and I appreciate that. The match reaction, City dropping points to Sunderland, did not expect it. I'm not going to lie. I think I predicted a 2-1. I might have predicted a 3-1. Hold on. Did I predict a 3? No, I predicted a 2-1. My predictions this week have been horrible. I'm going to make sure not to do that again. But yeah, let me remind you of all my predictions. All right, my predictions this week, and don't kill me for this. All right. So I said Chelsea were going to win 2-1. I said United were going to win 2-0. I did say Arsenal were going to win 2-1. I said that. Liverpool were going to win 2-0. Spurs were going to draw 1-1. And City were going to win 2-1. Trash predictions. Trash. And I've been on fire. I've been on fire as of late. So bad. I need to chill. I need to chill with the predictions for a while. But I want to say this is unfortunate. Terrible timing. Now, let's all be calm. I know this is my match reaction on Vator Games TV. I got CIA on Sunday at Intelligent Agendas. We know where the conversations are going to go. Let's all be calm, right? They're going to talk about City dropping points. They're going to talk about how good Arsenal are, and they have been. You take them off. You're only as good as your last game, and Arsenal's last game has been very good. Let's not lose our minds, City fans. Let's look at where we need to fix up, and again, what Sunderland did defensively. We need to be better prepared for moving forward. The players that we got back, great to see Rodri back. Doku, Savinho, and Nico Gonzalez. I'm curious to hear what it says. I heard in the chat someone said that Pep said Savinho doesn't look good. I think it's muscular. And then Nico G, we need him back as quick as possible because we're going to need him and Rodri in tandem. We can't overwork Rodri. We can't overwork Nico G. So we're going to need that. And yeah, and let's hope we get the news with regards to some January acquisitions. I heard a rumor about a Semenyo potentially coming. Let's hear news for that. Because again, Semenyo in a game like this, physicality, having to get past one player and then still have possession and cause the defense to collapse on you, and he would have been brilliant. Semenyo would have been brilliant in a game like this. But we take this 4 points off top. We see what the next game is for Arsenal. We see what the next game is for City. The next game for City is Chelsea. The next game for Arsenal, I think they got a light game. Their next game's kind of light, isn't it? Bournemouth. And they're playing against a Bournemouth potentially without Semenyo. So a weakened Bournemouth. We got a deal. We got a deal. I see the chat. Y'all have been amazing. I know I fell behind a little bit. Ash is saying we won't drop points versus Chelsea. Ash Ketchum is saying the next game is Chelsea with the new manager Bounce. So listen, it's gonna be the narratives are great. The agendas, potential agendas are gonna be nice. The propaganda that we can kind of do is gonna be heavy out there. Enjoy it. This is why I enjoy the Prem so much, because the back and forth fan wise, it's so unique. It's so unique, and there's so much time and there's so many different angles to go about it. I hope y'all have hit that like button. Kim in the building goes, it's still only 4 points. We know how to bring it home. Arsenal need to prove it. We've proven it, but this is going to be our toughest season. This is going to be the toughest to get this title, in my opinion, because this Arsenal squad have everything. They have everything, and they got players coming back. I think I saw it correctly. Jesus obviously back playing, and Havertz was on the bench. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle. Axe City goes, we need Semenyo. We needed him this game. I'm not gonna lie, we needed him this game. Ash Ketchum goes, now we already know City will wait till the Arsenal game to sign Semenyo. No, we're not gonna risk him potentially getting hurt to not be able to play for us. So we don't need those type of favors, man. He's gonna be more important for us for this run. I don't think City do that, Ketchum. I really don't. It is a poor start. Not horrible, poor start. It's a poor start. Come on. But bless each and every one of you. Spartacus in the building. All of you, much appreciate y'all being in the chat. Spartacus goes, Act City. I don't mean quality. I mean the injury. Don't accept him for the next few months. Oh, don't expect. Okay. All right. Yeah. Damn. Let me wish let me wish each and every one of you a happy new year. I look forward to you seeing me again on this channel. So subscribe if you haven't, hit the like button if you haven't, and be a part of the comments. If you're watching this on the rerun, I check the comments post. So if there's something said, if there's something you read during this live chat that you want to respond to, please do. I'm going to be there with you, and be a part of my next show, which will be CIA. I don't think I'm going to do a show until CIA. So sit at Intelligent Agendas Sunday at 10 UK time. All right. Large up. Bless. Happy New Year. And City drop points to Sunderland. A 0-0. Sunderland continue to keep their home undefeated streak going. And we give advantage to Arsenal with them increasing the lead from what would have been only 3 had we won this game to now 4. I'm Vator Games TV. This is Vator Games TV. I'm Vator Games, and this was my live match reaction. Catch you all in the next one. This is a press conference, so I'm going to walk out like it is a press conference and talk to you all soon.